Guys, welcome to today's tutorial. I'll be teaching you how to draft a basic body pattern. Please do subscribe to this channel, put on the notification bell so you get notified whenever I post a new video. Like, share and comment. So right now I'll start from the starting of my pattern, the top of my pattern. This is where I'll be taking my measurement. The measurement I'll be taking is my bust point measurement, my under bust measurement, my half length measurement and my blouse length measurement. So you go ahead to take this measurement, then I'll be marking out this line with a straight ruler. Just look at what I'm doing. So at this point now I'm done with marking out my line. So right now I'll be indicating this line by writing down which line, each line belongs. This is my bust point, this is my under bust, my half length and my blouse length. This is the reason why I'm writing this here so that you know what these lines are for. Then I'll go over to the top of my pattern, divide my shoulder by 2. Then at that point I will be marking down 1 inch. I'll put my tape rule where my shoulder measurement stops, then come down by 1 inch. Then I will connect with a slant. Just look at what I'm doing. Look at the way I'm connecting. This is to form my shoulder slope. So after this I will measure my armhole. My armhole divided by 2. My armhole divided by 2, whatever it is, we're marking it down. Then at this point you place your tape, your ruler, just do what I'm doing, then mark a straight line. This is to get your chest line. So at this point I will cross check my armhole line. I'll cross check it. Then I will use my ruler to mark a straight line from my armhole to my shoulder. Just look at what I'm doing. Just follow the way I'm doing it. So at this point I will mark the middle of my armhole line. Then after marking the middle of your armhole line, go in by 0.5 inches. After going in by 0.5 inches, I will come over to my bust point. I will mark my bust divided by 4. So my bust divided by 4 is 9. I'll be marking it down. So I will extend that line to my chest line. Then I'll use my pattern master to connect. If you don't have a pattern master, use your free hand. Just get a good curve. So at this point, I will start taking my nipple to nipple measurement. My nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2 is 4. So I'll be marking down my nipple to nipple measurement from my under bust, my half length to my blouse length. Then I'll come over to my bust point. Then I'll come down by 1 inch. My bust point line, come down by 1 inch. Then those dots you made for your nipple to nipple, connect it with your ruler in a straight line. Just look at what I'm doing. If you don't understand what I'm saying, please look at what I'm doing. So at this point now I'm cross checking the 1 inch to check my measurement. Then I'll be going to my blouse length. I'll be taking half an inch at the both side of my nipple to nipple measurement. I'll be taking half an inch at the both side. This is to get my dart. Then I'll use my pattern master to connect with a straight line. Just follow this the way I'm doing it. Make sure your pattern master is in a slant. Then you connect to stop at the 1 inch you came down at the bust point. Just look at the way I'm doing it, follow the process. So right now I'll go over to my shoulder. I will measure 3 inches as the width of my neckline, because I want to make my neckline now. I'll measure 3 inches as the width. Then the length is 3.5. This length will serve as the depth of my neckline, like how wide and how deep I want my neckline to be. So I use my pattern master to connect. If you do not have a pattern master, use your free hand. So right now I'll go over to taking my body measurement. My bust measurement divided by 4. So divide your bust measurement by 4. Whatever you get to mark. Mine is 9, so I'm marking 9 there, plus 1.5 inches sewing allowance. Then I will come over to my waist, divide my waist by 4. My waist divided by 4 is 8, plus 1.5 inches sewing allowance. I'll come over to my blouse length, divide my waist by 4, which is 8. I'll mark my waist there 8. Then I will, after marking my waist, I will come to my dart here. I'll check what I have there, which is 1 inch. Then I will mark that 1 inch. Then I will mark another 1.5 inches sewing allowance. So I'll be connecting these 3 dots with my pattern master. Just do yours the same way I'm doing it. Just connect yours the same way I'm connecting it. If you don't have a pattern master, use your free hand. So right now, come over to the waist. You can see the waist is kind of pointy. Our waist is not this pointy. So I'll be blending these parts together. Then I will extend the line at my armhole line to meet with my armhole. Then I will extend the curve. Just follow what I'm doing. Look what I'm doing and follow it. So right now you can see the way our pattern is looking. This is a basic body pattern. You can use any this basic body pattern to draft any type of top you want to do, any type of upper part top you want to do. So you can just use it to draft it. So right now I want to show you, this is the place you'll be cutting out when you're cutting on your pattern. And whenever you're using this type of pattern to cut on your fabric, make sure that your fabric is on fold. Fold your fabric into 2, then you place your pattern and cut. So this place I'm marking blue is where you'll be cutting out when you're cutting from your pattern. Like if you want to cut out the pattern from the paper, this is the place you'll be cutting out. This place I'm marking blue is to show you that this is the place you'll be cutting out. Just follow this process. You will see that making a basic body pattern is very, very simple. And the good thing about it is that you can use it to make anything you want to use it to make. Any basic body top, anything you want to make, this is the process. You can use it to make it. So after cutting out your pattern, this is what it will look like. So right now I decided to add the shoulder dart. I want to show you how a shoulder dart is being made. So I decided to add the shoulder dart. I divide my shoulder by 2. From my armhole point to my neckline point. So I'm dividing it by 2. So whatever I have there, I'll mark the middle. Then I'll use my my ruler to mark a straight line. Just measure there, measure the middle of your shoulder line. Just the way I'm doing it, measure the middle, then connect it with a straight, with your pattern master or your ruler. Make sure that it's facing the dart that you already have in between your bust point and under bust, and make sure your line stops at your bust point. Just look at what I'm doing. So you can see when the line stops, and you can see how two of them are facing each other. So this is everything really for the front. This is everything for the front basic body pattern. I'll go ahead to teach you how to draft the back bodies, and the back bodies and the front are the same. How to make the back pattern. So this is my back pattern right now. The only difference from my back and my front is the zipper allowance. Every other thing is the same. So just draft your front and your back the same way, but make sure that before you start your back measurement, measure out 2 inches zipper allowance first from your starting line, from your shoulder line to your to your blouse length. Make sure that you measure 2 inches, then you rule it with a straight line before taking in all your measurements. You can see how I place my tape is after the 2 inches. That's why I started taking all my measurements. And the neck is 1.1 inches depth. The depth of the neck is 1 inch. So mark out 3 inches first, then the depth is 1 inch, then you connect. So if you have not subscribed to this channel yet, so please do subscribe. This is the end of this tutorial. I hope you enjoy it. Just follow the process the way I said it. Is very simple. Please do like